And
that's
Teamtown.
Beklager, jeg ikke tok support.
Bare klink, klank, klunk. My name is Simen, or Simen.
Yeah.
Odd Simen. No.
I'm sitting here with Simen, also
Hello.
called Simon.
Simon.
Can you tell me a bit about yourself? You have to show the cup first, of course.
Yes, of course. Pappa super. My daddy is super. Yeah, that's one of my producer aliases, actually, Super Daddy B.
Can you tell me your musical background?
Yes, well, I picked up a bass when I was about 12 years old, mostly because my father wanted me to, he was an old bass player, and he wanted me to kind of get into music somehow. So that was the way he knew. I actually wanted to sing, so I think I joined like this youth band type constellation thing, and then I played bass for rehearsal, and then I wanted to sing, and then I got into singing, and then after a few months the bass player left, and then I was the last one to show up for rehearsals that day, so they said, okay, you're on bass.
Perfect. So basically everybody starts.
That's what you get for coming in too late for rehearsals. Then you get stuck with this thing. But I quickly, I just played like mainly with one finger in my right hand and one finger in my left hand for a few years, and then several of my friends, they kind of started to get into more complex music, and then developing musically and technically on their instruments. So that's I kind of started to rehearse as a result of my competitive instinct, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, because
what can you say about your competitive instinct? Where has it brought you now?
Where has it brought me? No, it's not even that high. I mean, this was when back when I was a youth, a kid. So, but it has brought me. Well, I had to do an audition for the band I'm currently playing in, Leprous. So I had to do an audition there. Mm-hmm. Wasn't my idea to compete, but I gladly took part in the audition, and then it's actually a pretty funny story, because I was in the studio with a keyboard player, and then Bard, the drummer, he's such a character. I love
he is a character.
Yeah. But he called me maybe like 2 or 3 in the morning or something.
Okay.
We were done. Yeah, we were done for the day. Had a couple of beers, and I was just relaxing on the sofa. And then he called me up. Hey, Simon. I really need you to play on an audition right away, please. Like right now. And I was like, okay. And then I kind of forgot about it and fell into sleep, and then I kind of had the feeling that I was dreaming that Bard had called me, but then he messaged me, and then okay, so it was real life. All right, great. So he sent me the track, and then he called me up, and then said, yes, do the audition, and by the way, don't slap on that part. So I thought, no, well, okay. So I slapped the whole thing, and that was actually what landed me in the gig. That I
really?
Yeah.
Because you could slap?
Yeah, they told me not to slap, and I slapped anyways, and then so that's why I got the gig.
Don't do the same with the women.
No.
Don't slap me.
I'm gonna slap you. No. Well, Sean Connery recently passed away. He was like a slapper, I guess.
That's a keeper.
Let's stay away from that subject. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. But Sean Connery he was a really cool guy. He was. I really liked him. Yeah. He didn't play bass though.
He didn't play bass.
Jason Momoa, the Aquaman dude, he's a bass player.
Is he?
Yeah.
I bet his
he's
bass sound is tiny and thin.
Well, it's only because he sucks. He's not a good bass player, but at least he plays, and he could pick up like a flute and make it look like the most manly.
Yeah.
Testosterone levels of that guy is like off the charts. Yeah, but anyways, enough about actors, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're pretty good at this.
Off topic.
Off topic.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. My brain is like firing in all directions.
What bass are you playing now?
It's a jazz bass, and I recently had it modified.
Is it an old, new?
It's a pretty new one. It's from...
Boring!
I know. I do have an old one though. I think this is from 2004. Yeah. So I had this for quite a while. It's original in every way, except I've changed out the bridge with a badass bridge. It's just a bit heavier. And the bass itself, I can't exactly remember, but it's supposed to be, the finish and the layers of coating is supposed to be like an old or some of the first jazz basses. So it's very heavy, and it's supposed to kind of lock the tone in the wood. And then, so I thought it was a good idea to put on a heavy bridge to get maximum, vibrations from the wood through the strings.
Cool.
Yeah. And then yesterday I got fitted this kind of cool, what's it called, hip shot mechanism. So it's like, okay, so this is a 5-string setup on a 4-string. So I've skipped the lighter G string.
Great choice.
Yeah. And then I have the switch. So I can do like this, and then it drops down from a B to an A. So now it's kind of a drop A. Yeah, so it can sound...
That sounds like Jason Momoa.
Yes. Yeah, he wish, no.
You have some more modifications?
Yeah, this is actually original, but it's like a... I think it goes from like being a parallel connection between the neck and bridge pickups to be in what do you call it? Series? Yeah. So it's just a...
Can we hear?
Yeah, sure. So this is like without the... So it's almost like a boost thing. Just a tiny bit more,
Yeah, like it.
I like it too. And then you have the jazz
Can we hear just a little bit of Jacko?
Well, it kind of sounds kind of silly on with this tuning though, but
Perfect.
something like that.
Leprous goes Jacko.
Yeah,
I
well,
love it.
Yeah, they should do more.
And you have one more bass with you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's my, what do you call it? My
Friend.
It's my friend. Yeah, this is actually called this bass is called Sive, after my grandmother.
It's called
Sive.
Sive.
Yeah, that was my grandmother's name. So this has been christened after my grandmother. So I call this Sive. So our guitar tech, when they're lined up, side stage during a gig, you can see like she has her own name tag in like the racks and stuff. So that's nice. This is original. It's 77 precision bass.
Cool.
So it's and I have flats on, and it's very basic. So you have the volume, and then you have the tone control, and everything else is original.
And it sounds like.
It sounds like.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so kind of vintage sounding.
Yeah.
And I really like using this with the pick. So it's more like a...
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sounds
really
really
like
nice.
it. Yeah, it's more subtle, and I think I really like bass tones that kind of cuts through like a wall of guitars in rock music, or like a drum kit in funk music, in different ways.
Yeah.
So this kind of cuts through in a different way. But I generally kind of like is kind of like a scooped EQ kind of setting, because I like a lot of low end, but I also like kind of having the tone to, you know, to hear the tone of the bass instruments.
Yeah.
Like also with the bass players I enjoy listening to, but I'm not like super oriented into, you know, bass specific artists and that stuff. But like one of my favorite bass players, I don't even know his name. It was like the bass.
I was about to ask, who is your favorite bass player?
Well, there's a lot of like the classical bass heroes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jaco Pastorius, as we mentioned. He's like an Abram Laboriel, and, you know, Victor Wooten. All those are, you know, sources of inspiration. Like, for example, I've never like transcribed anything Victor Wooten has really done, but he's kind of inspired me to develop my own techniques. So he has this thing called classical thumb.
Yeah.
So he have this double thumb thing, you know what I mean? And then instead of doing it his way, I kind of developed my own way of doing things, and I've written some music based on it. So
Okay.
it's like, you know what I mean? So
Beautiful.
That's kind of the technique. So it's like a double pluck, double pluck, double pluck, double.
Yeah. Smacker, smacker.
Smacker. So it's very simple.
That's
but
beautiful.
So I
have
only
to
do
learn
it,
that on guitar.
Yeah, but I only do it softer, and then you can, you know, it's almost like a bowing technique of a cellist or a violinist. Yeah. So that's kind of the way I draw inspiration from the bass heroes.
Yeah.
And like Jaco Pastorius has a lot of lines, for example, that you can kind of learn. And then Abram Laboriel has really cool snap techniques, like small things, you know, you can pick and then kind of mix it in your own bag of tricks. And then
Yeah. You mentioned the cellist. Who are you married to?
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
what does she do?
Yeah, she's a classical violinist, actually. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but she's a classical musician. She works in a symphony orchestra here in Kristiansand, where we're currently at. And yeah, so our home is filled with music from different eras and traditions. That's very cool for our daughter,
Yeah.
Solveig. Yeah.
I assume I played with her then.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you probably did. Was it the festival
Yeah.
thing? Yeah. Yeah, then I guess you
Is
did.
she the beautiful one?
Yeah, of course she is.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean... I'm sorry.
You have a few pedals that you're using on your regular flyboard, which doesn't have a fuel tank, by the way, or
Yeah.
any kind of professional electricity
No, I know.
or power, as
I
we
know.
call it.
Yeah, I'm a sinner. Yeah.
So what do you use for power?
I use a daisy chain for all the pedals. That's not the preamp.
Has it ever failed on you?
No, never.
So why would you change it?
I don't know. That's why I don't change it. Why change a winning recipe or team? You would be a fool.
As they say, why change a winning recipe or a team?
Yeah. But it's like the same. It's kind of like the same thing.
But it just doesn't have any rhythm at all.
No, I know. But
Why change?
you know,
Yep.
I'm a bass player. I don't need rhythm.
Nobody hears it anyway.
No.
Okay, so you're using the first pedal in your chain is
It's over here, and it goes like this, shmee, and then it goes out. So it starts with the tuner, and then through a micro pog, electro harmonics.
Yeah.
Really like that one because it can track polyphonically. Then I have a hall reverb, or like a room emulator, like a Hall of Fame. I really like the hall reverb in that pedal. So, and I usually...
And you like Fame.
And I like Fame.
Yeah.
There's a... I can't remember why I put that there, actually.
I was meaning to ask you, what is that?
Yeah, that's an A and B switch between the A and B bank on this pedal. So if this is my flying board, and if I fly to a show, I bring 2 basses.
Yeah.
And then I have 3 banks per channel. So I have A channel, or A input and B input. And then I can kind of program the 3 banks to the instruments. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
instead of having 3 sounds, you kind of 3.
Yeah.
Instead of having 3 or 4 sounds, you then kind of double it, because...
Yeah, or I have 3 per instrument. So I have...
okay.
So if I have brought this bass, for example, I can assign this to channel A and then get the levels correctly down to our sound engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like huge differences in the signal I'm sending from stage to Chris, our sound guy.
Yeah.
So that's why I use
Which
that.
I happen to know.
Yeah.
Who I happen to know.
Yeah, you've toured with Chris.
Yeah, I've toured with Chris with Shining.
Yeah.
And he mixed Addictio.
Yeah, nice.
My band's first album.
I remember he did the mix on tour. So I got to check his work, or the progress, or the process of him mixing your record.
Cool.
In the bay, and like, that sounds really good. Yeah. So
cool.
that was
great guy.
Yeah, yes. I really love Chris. He's a great guy. Yeah. So I have like a larger pedal board with more, snacks and fun stuff going on, like a bit crusher and like a few effects, and like the freeze pedal you have over there.
Oh yeah.
And then like a synth pedal, and a few of those kind of things, and a few more distortion pedals. But for flying shows, I only use like the
Tech 21.
The Tech 21 distortion thing.
Ruben, the guy who plays bass in Addictio, he uses the Tech 21 a lot as well.
Yeah, I really like
amazing.
It. Yeah.
So what we're gonna kind of try to do now, or we're gonna hear some of Simen's sounds, and I'm gonna make a few like Helix suggestions, or similar sounds that you can make in the Line 6 Helix. And Simen is gonna play through at least 1 song, maybe 2 songs. Mm-hmm. Which songs are these?
It's a song from a Leprous song from the album Malina, and it's called Stuck.
Cool.
Cool.
Dish. Okay, so can we hear your main sound with the Tech 21?
Mm-hmm. Can play like some of the riff from Stuck.
Yeah. Awesome.
Like that.
Let's try to switch it and try the Helix to find a similar sound.
Nice. Let's do it. Do that one again.
So the thing I'm using now is a Tima pedal that we've tried to tweak into a similar sound. It might be a bit more aggressive in the high end.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think.
Yeah, and a bit
But,
more honky as well.
A bit more honky. But we also have this one.
Yeah,
It's a bit closer, I think.
Yeah, it is.
This is
Actually.
the Obsidian 7000, as it's called in Helix,
Okay.
which is the...
Is this like Line 6 effects from
Well, actually, this
previous,
one-
or is it like a new thing with the Helix? All the names you mentioned, is this like something I should know of?
No.
Okay, because it's like you could call it like the Avalon 3510, and I was like, okay, that's what it's called. Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah,
No, instead of calling an amp box, they would call it box.
yeah, I know. It's like
So
in
this
Grand
one-
Theft Auto, like GTA, and the cars. So when you get into a car, it's like BMW, it's Beamer, and instead of Pontiac, it's like something else.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same thing.
Yes.
So this Obsidian 7000 is a dark glass B7K,
Aha.
which you might know.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I tried it out actually.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did you like it?
No.
No.
Well,
But
I
now
like,
you kind of like it. It's
I
pretty similar.
yeah, well, yeah, I like it. I like it. I think dark glass is pretty cool, but it's like, I don't know. It's maybe a personality thing. It's like a character flaw in me, really, because when everybody uses like a Dingwall bass mixed with dark glass, it kind of ruins the magic for me. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when everybody wants to go with Converse shoes, I wait till the trend is over to buy Converse shoes. I know it's
Yeah.
a character flaw.
I do the same thing.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I tend to kind of be biased to what I actually look. Oh, this thing is old. It must be awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not always like that. So, and then I remember one time I A and B tested with like a vintage Ampeg amp head, and then I actually thought like a diesel amp head sounded cooler for the purpose I was, for the song.
Yeah.
And then it won the blind test, and then okay, we'll go for the diesel one then.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
But your personality would say,
Yeah, it has dust on it. Let's use that one.
night.
But that's my basic philosophy when it comes to like equipment. It needs to work. It needs to be like, it needs to hold up for like tour life. If you're a touring musician, nothing is more irritating than like a complicated thing failing right before you're going on stage. Like
Yeah.
the stress levels, I don't want to deal with that.
No.
So I need something I can fix myself.
Yeah.
Something that's sturdy, like a sturdy woman, like, I don't know,
A violinist.
a violinist. No, wait, something I can fix myself now. No, wait, so I think like the focus on like the newest and the hippest is it's too. There's a lot of trends in everything, like in everything's a market, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like equipment is no different, musical equipment, but it's exactly it's like a tool. It's a tool to get the job done, and then ultimately your brain and then your hands kind of, well, it's connected. You know what I mean? It's like it comes from you. You're the instrument kind of, and this is your tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, bass, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It would still sound like Jack of Pastorius.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think the rest is just like luxury and me. Very often, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, but looks matter. Of
yeah,
course. I think looks matter.
yeah,
If a
It
bass,
does.
if it looks good, then
Yeah.
it feels good, and it feels good to put it on,
yeah, sure.
and then you feel better on stage,
Yeah.
and you perform better.
Yeah, yep.
So
Yep.
you can't look away from looks. But,
No, I agree, and there's definitely like an identity part to it,
Yeah.
like the things you're mentioning now, and I think it's important to kind of cling to that, and then And then you have like the drummers that need to have a specific kind of shoe on to be able to do like double thumb. You know, that's such bullshit. If you can't, you know, do it without shoes on or with like, I don't think it's smart to be like an American football player with superstitions to like, I need to tap this 3 times to be able to do this and like kick the dust and then slap an ass, and if you know what I mean. It's not a good idea to have habits like that in music.
No.
You need to be able to do your job regardless. Like the mission is to get the job done and then do it as, you know, and then the equipment is your, you know, helps you get the job done.
Yeah.
What's your name? Simon. I'm gonna play bass. Stuck by Leprous. Stuck by Leprous? Yeah, it's a band I play in. Yeah, the band is called Leprous. Okay. See ya.